Agnes, my darling sister, I need you to kill for me. Bring me blood so I can grow strong and live again.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 15 here on the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host Moon616 and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, day 15 is here and I've got the latest one here from one of my favorite underground indie directors, from Dustin Wade Mills. This one right here I was looking forward to, man. From the second I read and heard about the synopsis of the film, I was very intrigued to see how he was going to do this film. If you're not familiar with Dustin Mills' films, he did such films as like Puppet Monster Massacre, The Ballad of Skinless Pete, which was also released as Skinless, Kill That Bitch, Her Name is Torment, and the list just goes on and on. Snuff It, there's just tons of them. Zombie A-Hole was a really cool film too. Easter Casket, list goes on. This one right here is kind of like his love letter to, like, you know, Italian giallos and things like that. I kind of like the back. It even says, you know, it's Maniac meets Psycho meets Patrick with camera work and lighting inspired by Italian greats like Bava Fulci and Argento. That's awesome. You know, I mean, really, for me, that is just the biggest selling point in the world because, as everyone knows, I'm a huge Italian horror film freak, so this was just right up my alley. But yes, of course, the film in question is called Invalid. And this one right here, of course, is starring pretty much all the regular faces that you see in all of Dustin Wade Mills' films. And you got Brandon Salkill, of course, Dave Parker, also known as Mr. Parker from YouTube, is in this. And also Dustin makes an appearance in the film himself in a couple different scenes too, as a nurse. So that's pretty cool. But getting into the plot of this one, basically centers around your main character of Agnes. Her name is Agnes. She's just decided that she's going to take on the role of a permanent caretaker for her brother. Her brother is in a vegetated state. Apparently he was in an accident, and which left him in a vegetated state, so he needs 24-hour care. Of course, shortly after taking the job of looking after her brother, she starts to hear voices in her head. And those voices, of course, are from her brother. So now she has this, like, they communicate through like telepathic ways and stuff like that. The thing with her brother, though, he's not just having normal conversations with her. He actually has an agenda for her, which is for her to kill and bring some blood so he can feed off it, and which apparently is going to make him come back to life and stuff. So she's taken on the role of, you know, basically providing and killing for her brother. And yeah, that's basically the premise of the film right there. So now my thoughts on this one. Right off the bat, I fell in love with this film. This was a fantastic film. You know, Dustin Mills never seems to amaze me with his talents are so vastly big. You know what I mean? He always does something different with all of his films. I mean, he's done so many different types of films, and this was just, you know, something brand new for him. And he didn't disappoint me at all. You know, he kind of took exactly, you know, the elements from giallo films, incorporated into this film, you know, a little bit of, you know, telepathic ways and, you know, things like that, and mixed them up really well. I have to say he did a good job. First off, for me, I love the way this movie was shot. I think Dustin is becoming such a great director. You know, he's growing with every film, and just the way he shot this one was fantastic. I love a lot of the angles, a lot of the sequences in the film are shot brilliantly. Of course, he does try to bring that Italian lighting, you know, the Argento and Bava lighting from, you know, the early 60s and 70s giallo films. He really spices it up with some really interesting colors and scenes, and I just love that. You know, he put a lot of effort into it. It looked fantastic. But, you know, the biggest selling point for me in this film was actually the music. The music was fantastic. It was well executed. The music cues were fantastic in this film. It was creepy at times. You know, it just felt right. It just really made the film right. The whole sound design in general is actually kind of funny because, not funny, but it's interesting. The sound effects with the stabbing and stuff are very much over the top, but it does work. It really does sell it a lot in this one. The look and the sound of this film is just fantastic. The acting in the film, it is what it is. It's solid. It's not like the greatest in the world. It's not poor or anything by any means. I think Dave does a great job in this film. I think even Dustin delivers some really good lines. There's a really good scene in this film with Dustin and Dave, obviously shot in Dave's former apartment, I believe, and showing off his music or his film collection and stuff. And Dustin has a really funny line in that scene too. Really enjoyed, kind of their chemistry and stuff in the film. It was nice to see, Dustin on film and stuff. But, overall, this film is really fantastic. It's a really quick watch. It only runs about 71 minutes, so there's not really a whole lot to say about it. But I will say the body count was pretty decently high. I think there was 6 or 7 kills in the film for a 70-minute film, which is pretty good. It's not bad. I really did like the throwback blood used in the film also. I think that was fantastic. Nice little touch by Dustin, because the blood very much looked like that 70s kind of like too red to be blood, type thing. I thought that was fantastic. Of course, this film isn't without its sleaze. If you watch Dustin Mills' films, you know that a lot of his films contain a lot of nudity and other things too, right? So yeah, of course that's in here too. It's a really good mix with a really fun ending. I really enjoyed the ending. Maybe a tad bit predictable for my liking, but it wasn't disappointing at all. I thought it was really fantastic and stuff. So, not really a whole lot more to say about this one. I just really enjoyed it. It was a fun watch. It was fantastic to see. I was actually watching this when the wife came down. She goes, "Oh, look, there's Dave," because she met him at Wasteland also. But I thought that was really cool. She just instantly recognized him. But I'm not just saying that because I'm a big, the review. I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of Dustin's work. And Dave, of course, but I really enjoyed this one. I think it was a big step up from Apple Cart. Apple Cart I really did not enjoy. I will admit that. It's probably the only Dustin film I didn't enjoy. But I did respect what he did because, like I said, I really enjoy the fact that he always tends to switch up his type of films. Because you never know what you're going to get with him, and I really enjoy that about him. Like, you never know what you're going to get with the next film. They're always different, they're always fresh, and he's very creative, and I give him 100% credit for trying something like Apple Cart. It just wasn't for me. I know some people liked it, but it is what it is. I'm steering off on a tangent here. Invalid, fantastic film. Really enjoyed this one. I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. I do recommend it to everybody. Like I said, if you're a fan of his other works, this one, got to get your hands on. Really enjoyed it. Awesome film. So that is going to do it for day 15 here on the 31 Days of Horror. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow, day 16, and maybe I might mix it up and start doing some older films. So anyways, guys, checking day 16. Peace out, homies.